Hello there. Good morning or whatever time of day it is for you. I just updated the video description to include some resources. So if you relaunch this page, then you should now see a few links in the video description where there weren't before. So hi, Virginia, Carl, Kavisha, Galaxy Girl. Good to see you guys here live. Today we're talking about karaoke tips for beginning singers. So a couple things, just giving you those resources. The first one was how to choose and work on a song. That's a great resource, step by step. It's an article that I wrote for singers like you, with tips to choose good songs for your voice and then actually work on them, make them better. The second link is how to choose a good song for your voice, considering range, registration, and style. That is related. Singingcarrots.com, that's a resource that I've shared in the past before. You can determine your vocal range on that website, and then you can choose songs to sing within that range. So let's say you find your range is, I'll just do a random range. Let's say A3. Let's say that's your lowest note, and C5 is your highest note. You can input A3 to C5, and you can find songs to sing that are only within that range. And then last, I think the last link that I put in the chat was, oh yeah, easy songs for beginning singers. And there's about, I want to say 6 to 8 songs for each main voice type. So sopranos, mezzos, altos, tenors, baritones, basses. I think I got everybody. Okay, so quick overview of this lesson. This is an hour-long lesson, and the last 15 minutes are reserved just for Q&A. So you're welcome to ask questions in the chat as we go, but just know that those last 15 minutes about are going to be reserved just for you. So first we'll talk about warming up and how to warm up your voice when you have maybe a karaoke night in the evening, when to warm up, all that good stuff. Choosing a good song for your voice, how to rehearse, dealing with nerves in the moment, and then some easy song suggestions as well. So first, warming up, and I'll run you through a quick warm up. It's morning for me, so it's a great time to warm up the voice. A lot of singers ask, okay, if I have a performance later in the day, so let's say I have, karaoke is at 7 p.m., is it okay if I warm up in the morning? Is my voice still going to be warm? So the reality is, if you're using your voice, if you're talking throughout the day at your job, your voice is warm, okay? Warming up for singing is about more than just getting the voice warm. It's also about what we might call placing the voice or finding your singing coordination, because the way that we use our voice for speaking is a little different than the way we use our voice for singing. For example, when you're talking, you're not going up into head voice. You're not going, hello, guys. You're just kind of staying down in chest voice. You're also not finding your mixed coordination unless you're kind of talking up here or you're, doing a character voice. So your voice might be warm, but has it stretched out to find that head voice placement? Have you gotten into your mix? Probably not if you're just talking. So the answer to that question, can I warm up in the morning and then perform in the evening? I think that's totally fine to do, but I would consider maybe in the car on your way to karaoke, you are doing a quick, 5 to 10 minute re-warm up, if you will, just to get the voice in singing mode, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's the physical reason to warm up. That's stretching out your vocal folds, finding your placement and coordination needed for singing. There's also a psychological reason to warm up. I feel much more confident to sing once I've warmed up because I've kind of worked out the kinks. I've worked out the weird spots in my voice. And I know, just kind of logically, I know if I've sung in this range already today, it's gonna be easier for me to sing again when I step onto that karaoke stage. So, it would be very, very nerve-wracking for me to not sing at all and then step on stage and expect my voice to work well. Maybe it would be fine, maybe with a couple drinks, you feel like you're going to be fine as well. But anyways, just from a logical perspective, if I have to sing, let's say that C5, ooh, ooh, maybe I'm singing arcade and I need that C5 in head voice nice and solid. I want to do that in my warm up first. I don't want the first time I sing that to be on stage with a microphone in front of me. So, physical reason and psychological reason, you're going to be more confident going into that performance. So, let's do a quick warm up for chest voice, head voice, and then blending the two together, our mix. Um, if possible, if you have a specific song that you're warming up for, um, if you know what pitches you need to sing and the registration required for those specific pitches, that's ideal. So if you know, okay, I'm singing arcade, I need a low G in chest voice, and I need a high C, not high C, but I need this C in head voice, then you have an action plan and you can specifically make sure that those pitches have been sung and that they're feeling good. All right, so starting in chest voice or speaking voice, we're gonna say go, go, go. Okay, just speaking voice, go, go, go. Try that with me. Okay, we're gonna start with low voices. And when I say low voices, I mean tenors, baritones, basses. I can't quite sing this low, but you people can. So we're going to go, 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 go. And just think of this as talking on pitch, not singing, just talking on pitch. Again, your pitches, you're starting at C3. Okay, I demonstrated one octave higher because I can't sing that low. But low voices, go ahead and start us off. High voices, hang back for just a second and then join me shortly. Here we go. Again, this is our speaking voice, chest voice warm up. Low altos could probably start to join right now, singing on E flat 3. Go, 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 go. Sorry. Right here. Pausing. Tenors, baritones, and basses. At this point, if you are singing the pitches that I'm playing on the piano, G3, A3, B3, C4, D4, and then walking back down, you are reaching the top of your chest voice or speaking voice range. So at this point, you can hang back. High voices like me, keep going. If you have a high pitched voice like mine, you can keep going. I just don't want you to start yelling or shouting. So if it feels like you're yelling or shouting, stop, hang back, and then jump back in when you can. Here we go. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Last one. Go, 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 go. So I'm stopping. I'm making our ceiling for high voices like mine G4. It's not that high, but it is kind of the end of our chest voice or full chest voice range. So that's why I'm not taking us much higher than that. Coming back down, here we are, still chest speaking voice. I'm not going go, 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 and getting into head voice. I'm purposefully staying in chest or speaking. Here you go. Go, 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 go. Coming down. Low voices, you can jump back in, starting on G3. Low voices, make sure you're not all the way down here. If you need to check with a chromatic tuner, please do so. So open up tuner.ninja and make sure that you are singing G3, not G2. Okay? So we're at the high chest voice range. Here you go. Last one. Galaxy Girl asked, what's the purpose of going down? So why are we warming up and then warming back down? And that's a great question. So we warm up. As we're warming up, we're stretching out the vocal folds to create higher pitches. Your vocal folds stretch out longer. So what we're doing is we're giving them a chance to stretch out and then relax. Stretch out and then relax. Okay, that was chest voice. Jump into your head voice with me. And right now, everyone's going to sing in the same octave, same pitch. So give me a quick woo-hoo. Not woo-hoo, but high-pitched woo-hoo. All right. Find that same feeling right here on A4. Woo-hoo. Everybody's together. Woo-hoo. All right, we're going to take that same sound right here. That's G-A-B-A-G. Just getting into our head voice. If this sound does not work well for you, you can try a hum instead. An N, an NG, a lip trill. You've got other options, but the whoo or woo is usually a nice sound to just get us into head voice. Okay, here we go. Ooh, let's walk down. Ooh, ooh. Let's walk back up on a cuckoo clock sound. Sing coo, 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 coo. Again, everybody's together. Low voices, you are not singing down here. If you're singing down there, you're very far from head voice territory. So we want to be up here right now. Coo, 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 coo. Continuing up. Coo, 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 coo. Coo, 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 coo. Low voices, you can drop out, or you can just keep warming up by going woo with just the first pitch that we sing. All right, so that would look like woo. As everyone else goes coo, 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 woo. High voices, you're going coo, 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 coo. Last one. Pause. The highest pitch that we just sang was an F5. So if the song that you're about to sing for karaoke goes higher than F5, not a lot of songs will, but if it does, you want to know that. You want to know, ooh, the highest pitch that I have to sing in this song is actually a G5. So let me make sure my warm up goes there. Okay, coming back down. Coo, 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 coo. Coo, 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 coo. Low voices, you could go woo, and that's it. Woo. Woo. Last one. Coo, 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 coo. Good. I'm such a big fan of modifying exercises. Instead of just dropping out, always try to modify. See, can I try a different syllable? Can I try a different sound? Can I modify the, exercise like we just did? Virginia's asking if I can suggest some easy songs. Yes, Virginia. So if you look in the video description, I did a full live lesson on easy songs for beginners. So thanks, Nick. Virginia, you can watch that live lesson at a later date, and you can actually just open up that video and see in the video description the examples, the songs that we cover. Okay, so now that we've warmed up a little bit, oh, we didn't get into our mix. Let's do that really, really quick. Okay, so low voices. Sing for me on a Nay, 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 nay. I know it's low for me. Can't really sing that low, but low voices you can. And if you have another favorite syllable to get into that mix or middle zone, use that. So some people might like a mum, 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 or one, 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 one. That would also be a good one. So you're starting on D3. Let's try one, okay? One, 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 one. Walking up. One, 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 one. One, 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 one. We're getting into mix. One, 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 one on the top there. One, 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 one. High voices, you could have come in already. In case you didn't, let me start back one. Start right here, high voices. You're starting on G3. One, 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 one. One, 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 one. We're getting into mix on the top. Couple more. Low voices drop out if you need. Coming back down. So the highest pitch we got to in mix is C5. We're coming back down. B flat. A flat. G, low voices you can rejoin. F sharp. F. All right. Okay. So quickly going over song choice. I do have 2 articles here, so we can take a look at those. Use these as a guide. So how to choose and work on a song, and then how to choose a good song for your voice type, considering range, registration, and style. So open up one or both of those resources with me. I'm looking at the second one. So the easy way to choose a good song for you, choose a song that you like, sing along with the original artist to learn the melody, check to make sure you're singing the correct pitches with a karaoke app that has pitch analysis, record yourself, and listen back. If you feel that a song is a good fit for you, you can hit the notes and you feel like they sound good. All right, great. Your research can end right there. But if you're not sure, then the longer process begins. So the first step would be determining your vocal range. Determining your vocal range, you've got a couple different resources here in this article to look at. And just in case you didn't get this link, let me put it here in the chat. That's what I'm looking at right now. Um, we also have some videos here on YouTube to help you determine your vocal range. You'll go to your lowest note, you'll find your highest note, and then an extra step that I suggest is finding your highest pitch in that chest dominant mix sound. So for example, see how high you can take one 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 or mum 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 before your voice flips into head voice. So maybe let's say you're a tenor and you can get that G mum 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 mum, but the A flat mum 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 mum. No matter what you do, you're flipping into head voice there. That's an important thing to know, because if you don't have that A flat 4 in a chest dominant mix, you're not going to choose a song that requires you to belt or sing strongly in A flat 4. Okay, so registration is important, not just overall range. Okay, so this article covers that. Determine your vocal range. Where's the break? That's the passaggio that we're talking about, where our voice flips into head voice. And of course, our goal with training is to strengthen that middle and mixed range. But especially if you're a beginning singer, you might have quite a noticeable break. And of course, no one has a limitless voice. We all reach our limit at some point. So it's good to know what that limit is. If you Just have your heart set on a song that has a high note that you cannot sing in a chest dominant mix. A couple options would be searching for a lower key karaoke track, but very important caveat, when you go to a karaoke bar, they're probably not going to have a lot of different key options for you. In fact, most of the time, they're only going to have one key, and that's the original key. So if you're doing this song at a karaoke bar and you know it's not like, if you've been to this place before and they don't have multiple keys available, like female key, male key, or like high key, low key, whatever, um, then you might want to choose a different song. Another option would be putting your own spin on it, kind of singing it differently than the original singer does. So if the original singer kind of belts a section, but you really, really want to do this song and you can't yet belt those pitches, consider singing them in a lighter coordination, a little bit more of a head voicey sound, and make that work stylistically. Um, I have a list of songs with a range of approximately 1 octave, which is helpful. I don't even remember putting this list together, to be honest, but I'm glad that I did. So, Ain't No Sunshine, All Star, All the Small Things, Ain't No Montgomery, Bad Rising, Bubbly, Chasing Cars, Drop of Jupiter, 8 Days a Week. The list goes on. So you can start here. The reason I limited the range to 1 octave is most beginning singers should have a pretty usable 1 octave range. So if I'm a beginning alto, for example, I could probably sing G3 to G4 easily. If I'm a beginning tenor or baritone, I can probably sing C3 to C4 easily. And I'm not even having to deal with my passaggio. I'm not having to deal with head voice or mixed voice or anything. I'm just using chest or speaking voice. So if you are a true beginner and you're really not working on those transitions, you don't really want to touch head voice, limiting yourself to an octave in that kind of low, easier chest voice range would be a good idea. And start with this list. See if any of these songs are a good fit for your voice. Um, Love Yourself, Justin Bieber, Mamma Mia, Mr. Brightside, Riptide. There's a lot of good song choices. So check that out. Continuing on, I do have some lower voiced singers because they're harder to find in this current climate of pop music. There's a lot of songs that sit uncomfortably high for beginning singers. So I have some lower voiced singers listed here that if you're having a hard time finding a good song, a good fit for your voice, take a look at this list of singers and see if you find a better fit. And then I also had a list here on this first article of singers with higher voices who don't necessarily do a lot of belting. So they actually do use that head voice sound. And again, chest voice and head voice are easier for a beginner than mixing because mixing requires a little training, a kind of a more specific coordination. Um, so take a look at singers like Ingrid Michaelson, Lily Allen, Bjork, Billie Eilish, Ashanti. All of these singers actually do use their head voice. Okay, so I hope that little explainer was helpful. The other article, how to choose and work on a song, we're moving now into how to rehearse territory. So once we've chosen a song and we feel like, yeah, it's a pretty easy fit, now let me make it sound better. First step is learning the melody by rote. And by rote, I just mean listening, singing along with, not moving on to the karaoke track until you're really confident with the melody. Some singers will kind of get somewhat of an idea of the melody and then quickly move on to the karaoke track. Know it well. Know the melody like the back of your hand. A couple steps to learn a song if you want more steps from a voice teacher. First step is breathing through the song. And I know this sounds really silly, but instead of singing I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in, you would be breathing out on a hiss. So basically, you're not even worried about the notes yet. You're just breathing through the rhythm. I had a voice teacher teach me this method for the very first time ever in college. She was a classical teacher, but I use it still because it gets my body used to the phrasing, the rhythm, and it's also no impact on your voice. So it's a good way to practice. And especially if your voice is, sore. Okay, so breathe through the song, exhaling the rhythm of the melody on a hiss. Next step, sing the melody on an easy configuration for you. You guys know I love the lip trill, but you could sing through a straw. You could sing on a hum or an NG. Again, that's a way to learn the melody in a very low impact way. And then last step, sing the melody on an easy, relaxed syllable. I do this quite a lot in private voice lessons with people. We are constantly dropping the lyrics and singing on an easier syllable. An example, instead of singing Ave Maria, you would just sing on do, 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 do. That way, you're not concerned with the lyrics. You're not having to deal with those different vowel shapes, which are very tricky sometimes. Um, so maybe you've made it through all of those steps. You know the melody, you've breathed through the song, or at least you've sung it on something like a lip trill or an easy syllable. Step 3 in this article. Did I drop this article in the chat? I know it's in the video description, but there you go. I don't know if I put that there. Um, Next step is troubleshooting. Of course, if you have a private teacher like me, they will help you with this step. But if you don't, number one, determine the issue. So, am I cracking? Is my voice feeling strained? Am I losing breath? Um, Determine what the issue is and be as specific as possible because that'll help you narrow down a warm up syllable that will help you solve that issue. If you and this is a super common trap that beginners fall into, not even just beginners, people like me too. We don't like the sound and we stop there. And we say, "Oof, that did not sound good. I'm just going to stop." Um that's not helpful. That doesn't give us useful information to move forward. So determine the issue. Let's say I'm losing my breath, okay? I'm singing this line and just can't catch my breath, or it feels like I'm leaking air. Second step, think of a warm up syllable that helps you with that specific issue. So, can you think of a warm up syllable that is designed to help you hold on to your air or help you conserve air? An example would be singing on a lip trill or singing on something with hard consonants like a bub or gug. So, if you're singing, oh, say, can you see? And you're running out of breath, try it on the lip trill. Bup, 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 and train like that for a little bit. Um, if it's easier on that syllable, great. If it's not easier, try a different syllable. Sometimes that's all it takes is reminding yourself how to sing in a certain way, and then you can put the lyrics back onto the song. Problem solved. If necessary, though, sometimes we have to do some modification. We have to modify vowels or consonants, sometimes both, to make a song easier to sing. For this, uh, I do recommend you take a look at this blog article that I'm going through right now. Galaxy Girl is saying, I really struggle with connecting my breath to singing, and I'm going to try hissing the phrase. Is there any other way? Yeah. So, Galaxy Girl, I would say hiss the phrase first, then sing on something that is still, you're still moving a lot of breath through. So, a lip trill or a zzz. And if you find your breath stopping, zzz, zzz, zzz. Remind yourself kind of with a physical movement. Keep going, keep that phrase and that breath moving until you've actually finished that sentence. Um, then you could move on to something. Uh, well, Galaxy Girl, I guess it depends on if you're losing your breath or you feel like you're kind of just holding your air back. So if you want more breath flow, then I would use a consonant that has air in it. So something like a th, tha 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 tha, or an sh, sha 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 sha, even an f or a v, foo 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 foo, constantly returning to that consonant that has breath flow as a part of it will keep your breath moving and keep you connected to your breath. Um, Rebecca is hard feeling like I'm making progress, practice every day. Did you ever feel like this? Yeah, Rebecca, it's so, so common. Good, Galaxy Girl. Glad that was helpful. It's really common to kind of reach plateaus in our training. In the beginning, you're making pretty rapid progress, especially if the issues that you are counteracting, you're kind of learning new habits, um, are significant issues. So if you are a singer who tends to shout and yell a lot, and then a voice teacher helps you, or a singing course helps you find your head voice placement, that immediately unlocks this huge section of your range that you weren't accessing before. By that same token, if you've never really found that balance or blend, that mixed voice, and you find some strategies, some syllables, some vowels that help you get into that zone, again, that's going to unlock this range for you. The question is, what then? Once you've kind of got a handle on things, then how do you keep progressing? And so, a couple notes on that. When you're singing at a little bit more of an advanced level, or kind of intermediate moving toward advanced level, where I take inspiration from is other singers. So I stop moving from a technical goal focus, like I want to sing higher, I want to sing faster, I want to sing longer notes, I want to sing louder, whatever it is. I start moving away from the technical focus to more style, interpretation, and I listen to singers who are better than me or are different than me, and I try to do what they do and learn their phrasing, their tone, their riffs and runs, things like that. So that can help you hopefully get kind of unstuck if you feel stuck. Um, I'll also say for singers at a high level, the the growth path might not continue up this way. It might be more maintenance and then, oh, I learned something new and then maintenance. Um, like I said, the very, very beginning of your vocal training, there's quite quite rapid progress. And so it can be a little bit discouraging when that feels like it slows down. Oh, another thing before I answer your question, Kavisha, um, another thing would be uh ear training and maybe even learning an instrument. So taking up keyboard or taking up ukulele. I always recommend ukulele because it's pretty inexpensive. It's not as hard on your fingers as guitar. It's very portable, it's small. But anyways, taking up an instrument, getting really into ear training, those can be other ways that you can become a more well-rounded singer and musician overall that aren't so technique focused. Um, Kavisha was saying, I knew you were troubled by Taylor Swift. I tried to sing that song, but I ran out of breath. How can I solve that problem? Kavisha, first would be determining where you're going to breathe, because I'm thinking of that song and I'm thinking there's probably a limited amount of spots that you can breathe there. Let me find actually a short lesson for you, Kavisha, before we move on with karaoke. Um, okay. So, Kavisha, I have a full live lesson on running out of breath while singing. You can check that out. Um, I think that I do have oops. I'm watching myself live. That's weird. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, what I am trying to get to is another video. Let me find it. There we go. How to stop running out of breath while singing. Okay, so Kavisha, here's another shorter video for you with some practical steps. Okay, all right. We've only got about 10 minutes left of karaoke talk before we go into just Q&A. So we've talked about how to rehearse singing with the original track until you're comfortable. Think of warm-up syllables that can help you solve whatever specific issue that you're working through. Vowel and consonant modification, that is a big topic, but to kind of sum up, in general, when you're really struggling with a vowel, typically you can make that vowel easier for you to sing by first singing on an shape. That's a nice neutral and mix friendly shape. And then moving toward the actual lyric you have to sing. So, an example would be if you're singing the word you and it's high and you're cracking and you're going you, and you want it to be you want it to be a little bit more strong. Sing it first on ya, you, then move back to the word you, but keep a little bit of that shape. I'm gonna find a couple more resources for you. Um, so just hang tight. Vowel modification is one thing. Um, Consonants as well. Here you go. Here's a short consonants. Short lesson on preventing voice cracks by modifying consonants. So check that out as well. Crystal's asking, how many times a week should you say I should practice as a beginner? Crystal, the more often that you're returning to your practice, the better. So typically once per day, or maybe, 5 times a week, give yourself some rest days in there. Um, but it's always better, and this applies to basically anytime you're learning a new skill. It's always better to practice more often for shorter periods of time instead of just practicing, let's say, once or twice a week for an hour. I would rather have you practicing 20 minutes a day every day. So I would say that's generally a good rule of thumb and a good amount of time as well. It's about 15, 20 minutes. If you feel good and want to keep going, 30-minute practice session would be awesome. If you're still feeling good and want to keep going, keep going. But yeah, I would say if you can get in the habit of doing a vocal warm up at least close to daily, that would be awesome. And then when you have more time, start to work on a song. Okay, so working through the song, let me find one more thing for you. Um, you can take a look at our YouTube channel and see anything with vowels or vowel modification in the description. But here's also a little explainer. It's a beginner's guide to vowel modification. So, this is when you're working on your karaoke song, you feel like you've got a fairly good handle on it, but one word is your voice is cracking, you're straining, it doesn't sound as good as you want it to. Always consider the vowel. So, this quick explainer goes through how we have different types of vowels that are good for different things. So, we have narrow vowels that are good for head voice. Those vowels include ooh and e, ooh, ee. Wide vowels, good for chest voice. Hey, yeah. And then medium vowels, get us into more of that mixed coordination. So those can be extremely helpful when you're singing a word and your voice is cracking or you're getting shouty. Using a little bit of vowel modification toward that shape can be very, very helpful. There are a couple videos on this topic. I'll leave it to you to look at those, but just search vowel modification or vowels 30-day singer or mixed voice 30-day singer, and you'll find plenty of stuff. So kind of moving into wrapping up our karaoke talk. Once you feel like you have a good handle on the song, of course, practice makes permanent, not perfect. So whatever you are continually reinforcing by practicing and repeating, that's probably what's going to happen when you step onto that stage. Give yourself plenty of time to sing through the entire song. I fall into this trap of just focusing on specific sections. Give yourself a chance to sing the song from top to bottom, no stops. Also, give yourself a chance to recover from a mistake. If you're constantly stopping yourself every time your voice does something weird or you don't like the way it sounds, you're going to reinforce that habit of stopping every time you make a mistake. So challenge yourself to roll through singing. Let's say you forget a lyric or something doesn't go that well, keep going because that could happen on performance day. And you want to be in the habit of continuing even with mistakes. It's very difficult. Very difficult. Everything within us wants to stop and correct the mistake. You cannot do that in a performance. There are no do overs. It's live. So, give yourself a dress rehearsal as well. Have kind of like, this is my real practice run. Be as memorized as possible. I know with karaoke, you have the screen there, you have the lyrics, but that's not a very fun performance if you're just literally reading the whole time. You want to be able to engage with your audience and tell the story and enjoy the performance. So if you're memorized, I promise you're going to have more fun than if you're just reading. Um, Another tip, just a quick one, is to pay attention to the timing and the instrumental cues of the karaoke track. If you're looking on YouTube for a karaoke track, Sing King Karaoke probably has the best in terms of it sounding exactly like the original track. Pay attention to, okay, how many drum beats before I come in? Or what is the guitar doing in that little interlude section? If you're paying attention to the instrumental and the timing of that, you're much more likely to keep your place and not get lost in the track. Okay. Um, how to deal with nerves. Galaxy Girl was asking 111 is medium, so it's helpful in mix. Yes. So Galaxy Girl singing on 1111111. That's a really, really good syllable to train that mix coordination. The ooh kind of thins things out so you don't shout and grab at those notes. You're not going, yeah, 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 and getting too much muscle. 1111111. So that ooh gets you, brings in just a little bit of head voice coordination, and then that brings you into that nice balanced mix. Um, okay, so dealing with nerves. My strategy for dealing with nerves is over preparation. I think logically, I've sung this song well 10 times. What's to stop me from singing it an 11th? Well, if I've only sung the song 3 times and all of them were so-so, I would have to have a lot of faith to believe that my karaoke performance would be any better. So, over preparation, mental rehearsal. That's when you're doing that dress rehearsal or when you're doing one of those full run-throughs, be as specific as possible about what you're going to be feeling and seeing on performance day. This is somewhat of a new concept for me. If you're interested in it, I recommend you look at Mindset for Beginning Singers. I can find that link for you if I can multitask, that is. The more specific you get, the better. You are training yourself. Here you go. So check out that live lesson. The more specific you are, the better. So you're not just used to singing in your bedroom and then, oh my goodness, now you're on stage, there's people, there's noise. Think about that as you're practicing. Kind of, you can close your eyes if you need to. If you know the karaoke bar you're going to, envision what does it look like? How much background noise do I expect? Glasses clinking, people talking and laughing. How many people do I expect to be there? Are there any friends that are going to be in the audience that I can kind of sing to and play with? Um, and Aishwarya, I see your question. Give me just 1 second. We're going to wrap up karaoke very shortly. Um, anyways, more on that in Mindset for Beginning Singers. So watch that live lesson if you have not. Um, Over preparation, mental rehearsal, and then last tip, and this sums it all up, is to focus on communication, focus on telling a story and having fun. Your focus in any performance should not be sounding perfect. That is a recipe for a boring performance. I don't care if you sound perfect. I want you to have fun. I want you to know what you're singing about, to not just be singing the lyrics, but really you're worried about the notes. No, sing the words. Tell me a story. Paint a picture for me. One of the steps that we didn't go over but is important when you're choosing a song, choose a song that you connect to on an emotional level. Don't just choose a song that's easy to sing. Don't just choose a song that's difficult to sing if you want a challenge. Choose a song that means something to you. And it could be just super fun, and you just love it. That's totally fine. But the more that you can focus on communication and telling a story, the less you're gonna be as well, because you're focused on something else. Ultimately, that's karaoke is about having fun. It's not about being the best singer who ever lived. Um, all right, so let's move on to just Q&A. Aishwarya, how can I understand that I'm singing or practicing right? That is such a big question to answer. I would say so I'm guided by 2 questions. Does it feel good? Does it sound good? Those are the most important questions for you to answer. I guess the third equally important question is, am I singing the correct pitches? And that one's tricky to answer without a teacher or coach telling you, yeah, that was right on, or "Ooh, we're a little bit flat there. Let's fix that." Um, so if you're concerned about your ability to sing in tune and match pitch, I would consider focusing on that for a little bit, kind of not focusing so much on um, other aspects of vocal technique, but just focusing on matching pitch, ear training. For me, the best way to do that without a teacher is to use an app, an ear training app. Um, so that covers only one one of those um, questions is, am I singing the right note? So then, does it feel good? Your singing should not hurt. It should not hurt you. You should not feel like you have worn out your voice at the end of a practice session or at the end of a song. And then third, does it sound good? Uh, Again, I think a lot of beginning singers, or a lot of singers in general, are very hard on themselves, and they won't really admit when it sounds okay. We're so focused on the negative. We're so focused on, "Oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like that," that we totally forget about, like, "Hey, that went okay," or "That was fine." Maybe it wasn't like I'm not Whitney Houston, but it went well. That was good for me. Um Anyways, okay. So which apps can I suggest? Let me find some, because I do have suggestions. I just need to find them. So this is somewhat related. Not exactly. That's not exactly what you're looking for, but it is related. Um, I'm not very good at multitasking, so I'm just gonna focus. There we go. Okay. So here's an article I wrote a while ago that has some ear training app and website recommendations. Um, Galaxy Girl was saying, and this was about that. confidence piece, self affirmations like "I'm gonna rock it" helps me a lot. Absolutely. You know what also helps, and it sounds kind of silly, but is assuming confident postures. I've literally done this in the bathroom before an audition. I've like looked at myself in the mirror and pumped myself up and I've stood like this with my arms up because I know that that will increase my testosterone and decrease my cortisol and walk in there and rock it. Um, all these little psychological hacks are I'm for them. And then Galaxy Girl also said getting feedback from your own recording and from people around helps. Totally. Kavisha, how many minutes should I do my vocal exercises? I would say, Kavisha, about 10 minute 10 minutes for warming up and then however much time you have after that. So let's say another 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever you have for song work or ear training. That would be a great practice session, but you don't need to be warming up your voice for 30 minutes or for an hour. You can unless you really feel like, "No, my voice is really slow to start. I need a full, let's say, 20-minute warm-up routine." That might be the case. We're all different. But I think in general, I just wanna encourage you to move past the warm-up. Warm up, get ready to sing, and then work on songs. Carl, why practice in the house when it's made for the stage? Well, Carl, I do I'm confused by your question. I'm sorry. I just mentioned, practicing in your house because that's where most of us are practicing. Maybe some of us are practicing in our car. Um, Anyways, Crystal, can I get some tips on how to transition from chest voice to higher pitch without cracking or running out of breath? That's my biggest problem right now. Yeah. So, Crystal, what you're talking about is transitioning into or transitioning through that middle or mixed voice territory. Um, so, I do have a lot of tips on that. I would say probably your best bet, your quickest way to make progress in that area is to start sliding on either something semi-occluded or something that brings you into more of a head voice condition. So an example would be sliding on an ooh, ooh, instead of ah, that you know, a skilled singer might be able to do that without cracking, but most beginning singers, an open ah or a really open vowel like that is just going to cause you to crack. So I would say start there, sliding on a narrow vowel, sliding on something even semi-closed. Mm, sliding from high to low as well. So start in head voice and then come down. That can really help you find that muscular handoff or that balance that we're looking for instead of just always going from chest voice into head voice. So try top down exercises, semi closed, like a hum, an NG, a lip trill, singing through a straw, things like that. And sliding, a lot of sliding. And then I would say also any exercises that are getting you into that mixer middle range, that's your best bet. Um, Galaxy Girl saying, I want to do improvisation. Any tips like changing the melody a little bit different than the original? Yeah. So I would say, um, okay. So remember how my advice for singing karaoke was to like be very, very certain about the melody before you move on to the karaoke track? I would say if you want to start improvising, my advice is the opposite. So instead of listening to the original singer 50 times, listen to them like 3 times, 4 times, and then go to the karaoke track. Or if you play an instrument, play for yourself and give yourself permission to do something different. It could be just one line at a time that you're, okay, instead of going up here, let me try going down, or let me try adding something at the end. The ideal Galaxy Girl is that you're changes to the melody are grounded in something emotional, that we're not just changing up the melody for improvisation's sake, that we're changing it because we want to add extra emphasis or make the meaning even more clear. However, in the beginning, I think it's okay to treat it as just a purely kind of technical exercise. Something that I'll do sometimes with students is I'll just play chords for them and I'll ask them to sing anything. So if I were to do that with you right now, I'm not even going to tell you what song this is. I'm just going to play. Ooh, I turned off my keyboard. Sorry. I'm going to play sing something. It could be a single note. Ooh, you could move around. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Give yourself kind of the permission to play. You might hit a wrong or sour note, you might go, "Ooh," and that doesn't sound so good, but your ear will learn then, "Oh, okay, that note didn't really fit with that chord, so let me try a different pitch." Again, it could just be one note at a time. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, and then you can start to fill in some notes in between. You could do this with just a chord progression, like instrumental music you could look up on YouTube, or you could use the karaoke track of a real song. Anyways, all of this just ways to get yourself thinking creatively and get out of the box. Because that's, I think, the biggest trap is that we listen to a song, we are so familiar with the song that we can't even think of anything other than that melody. Um, Dancing Machine was saying, what about singing the entire song in head voice? Would that help with the breaking or cracking? So, in my view, breaking or cracking is transitioning abruptly and in an unplanned way to head voice. So, if you want, it all depends on what you want the registration of the song to be. If you want the song to be in head voice, great, sing it in head voice. But if you want it in chest voice or a, chest dominant mix, then I would say singing the entire thing in head voice won't really help you. Um, that's my view. Rebecca is saying the only ear training I've used is the Earpeggio app. It's free. Do you think that's a good one? I've heard good things about it. Um, let's see. I wrote that article a while ago, and I think I've done a little bit more research since then. So let me see if I've got any more recommendations for you. Earpeggio is one that I have recommended to people in the past. Okay, so others. The Chet app and Ella app, those are ear training and sight singing. Earmaster, that's not free, but it is pretty inexpensive. They have, I think, an app version, and then there's also like website version or software version. Earmaster, that's probably one of the best known ones. And then musictheory.net, I am always recommending to people. They have an app called Tenuto that's specifically ear training. And again, very inexpensive, probably like $2, $3. Um, the only bummer about that is I don't know that they have a chromatic tuner built in. I think it's ear training, but it's not necessarily analyzing if you're singing the correct pitches, whereas some of these other ones do. Um, Okay, Kavisha, is vocal fry harmful to my voice? Such a good question. So, vocal fry by itself is not harmful for your voice. I think the reason people think it's harmful is if it's overdone or if it's not purposeful. So sometimes you might find yourself kind of slipping into vocal fry when you're not speaking or singing with a lot of breath energy and you have a inadequate vocal fold closure. So if I just kind of relax and I'm not really aware of my breath and I'm kind of low energy, then I'll dip into vocal fry. Vocal fry, if you're using it a ton, could be fatiguing, could be may be harmful. Um, when I'm using vocal fry, it's therapeutically within a vocal exercise. So we're using fry to either relax or bring the folds together. Wee, wee. Um, I'm using vocal fry stylistically within a song. I'm not using vocal fry constantly. So I guess the caveat would be, or the word of caution would be, if you're practicing with vocal fry, it's always a good idea to get your voice rebalanced, do some like head voice slides. Ooh, get your voice coming together cleanly. Mm, things like that, just to kind of rebalance. But in and of itself, not harmful. And last question, Jihad, if I look at all your videos, it helps me to have a better voice. Um, could your videos give me a better voice? So, Jihad, the any improvement is gonna come from application. So, just knowledge, just taking in information is good. I do that. I listen to vocal podcasts, I read blogs, I watch lesson videos, all this good stuff. I read books, and I take in information, but then I have to apply it. So that's really where the rubber meets the road. Um, but I think we have a lot of good information, and I certainly hope you can apply this information to improve. All right, my friends. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. I think next week we are back to Wednesday. So I kind of go back and forth, morning and a different day, and then Wednesday. So next lesson, Wednesday, 4:30 Pacific time. I don't remember what the topic is, but I think it's up. So you should be able to see here. I won't, let me not be lazy. Let me find what the topic is for you. I'll give you a heads up of what is to come. But if you need to go, lesson's over. You can peace out. Okay. So next week, ooh, a little bit more of an ear training week, diminished and augmented chords. That'll be really fun. October 26th, mixed voice part 2. We've covered mixing before, but we're going to cover it again. And hopefully that'll help a lot of people. November 3rd, major scale ear training will be really fun. You don't need any prior knowledge or ear training experience to join for that. And then November 9th, singing after illness or strain. So excellent. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. You guys are great. I will see you next week. Bye.